So good morning to everybody out there. Just here with Aaron. We're walking into the chicken coop. I want to show everybody this. Aaron's got a chicken coop, and Aaron's gonna grab us some eggs for breakfast.
Yeah, there should be enough for breakfast.
Oh yeah, so there.
Cool. Thanks, ladies.
So Aaron, yeah, you know, this is really incredible, and talk about the importance of producing your own food, having the ability to every morning literally come out here and have fresh eggs.
Right. Well, I mean, first of all, it's just I know what's in these eggs. You know, they just walk around and they eat the bugs, the scorpions, the grasshoppers and stuff like that. So I know what's in my food is, all organic. But yeah, so if, I think there was an egg shortage during, a lot of these panics. And so, yeah, if there's shortages at the store, I'm able to have a source of protein.
Yeah, if you have the ability, and I certainly don't, but if you have a little bit of property, you don't need a whole lot of property for chickens, right?
Chickens, you can, literally probably a quarter of an, they just need somewhere to go around, scratch, collect bugs and grass. But that's what they eat. They eat the bugs and the grass, and I don't need the bugs, so they're doing me a favor.
How many years you been raising chickens now?
About 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, and they're pretty simple.
Yeah.
There's not much to them.
So what we're about to do is we're going to head back to the house, and we're going to do a little bacon, we're going to do some eggs, and then we're going to get a little workout in. Aaron built a small home gym, and we talk about taking care of yourself financially, spiritually, financially, but one of the most important things you need to be doing right now is physically taking care of your body, your health. And so we're gonna have a good breakfast here, and we're gonna get a good little workout in Aaron's home gym, because taking care of your body, getting in better physical shape is so important. And as we just walk out here by the pond, do a little walk here and kind of show you the property again. I mean, it's so awesome. Really is awesome. But people go, what can I do, JB? What can I do to prepare? Well, one thing you could do today is maybe start getting in better physical shape. A lot of people just always complain and just say, I can't do anything. Well, anybody can go for a walk. Anybody can go ride a bike or go for a swim or just become more active, right, Aaron?
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about you built this, you built the home gym. It's small, it's nothing fancy, but you did this about a year ago because you thought it was important to start getting in better physical shape, not just financial shape, not better just spiritual shape, but better physical shape.
Yeah, so I used my tax return, and so instead of doing a Vegas trip or going to Florida or Hawaii or whatever, I wanted the ability to be able to work out here. And so I felt that was an investment on long-term investment, because now I don't have to pay any fees. I don't have to mess around with driving there, so it saves me time, gas. It's just all around.
And it was perfect timing, because we all know what happened last year. All the health clubs and gyms shut down. Aaron had a gym. So again, you never know what's around the corner. You never know what events may be coming. And so the more self-sufficient you are, the more self-reliant you are. You can work out at the house and not be dependent on a gym. Great. I go to a gym, but if I don't have a gym, I'm gonna go ride a bike, go for a run, go for a swim, do something. You got to keep it moving, right?
Yeah, definitely. You can do calisthenics and stuff at the house. You can do push-ups, pull-ups. Just use your body weight.
Right.
You don't necessarily have to have, all that special
equipment. Yeah, just it's just about moving. Keep the body moving. Get that blood, that volume into the muscles. It doesn't take anything to maybe cut out the junk food. And look, I'm guilty. I love my burgers. I love my Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm guilty, but I'm trying to improve. I'm taking more vitamins. I'm adding things to my diet. and I'm trying to cut some things out, or you know, not take in as much junk. But I'm trying to eat better, and I'm trying to stick to, you know, 3 to 4 workouts a week. But you know, if you're just sitting at home doing nothing, eating a bag of Cheetos, sitting on the couch playing video games every day, not moving, not using those muscles, you're asking for trouble. And as we witness this economy continuing to collapse, you're going to be really dependent on your body, and you only have one body. So to the people out there that are, you know, always complaining, I can't do anything to improve, I can't do anything to prepare, well, yeah, you could start getting in better physical shape today. You could start eating a little bit better. So we're going to have a good breakfast, get a, you know, good 30-40 minute workout in this morning, start the day, and that's what we're going to do. And I advise that, you know, that just do something, do a little. And the more you do, the better results you're going to see, the better you're going to feel about yourself, and the more prepared you're going to be physically. You do not want to be going into this depression or collapse, you know, being obese. And obesity is such a epidemic in America now. You do not want to be heading into this with a sick body. And we all know the diseases that come with a sick body, right, Aaron?
Oh yeah, there's heart disease. I think, isn't that #1 killer in America?
Yeah, heart disease, diabetes.
Yeah, and so I
cancers.
I'm guilty of it. I don't always eat the best, but I have cut out a lot of stuff. But I mean, there's days, you know, if you're eating well and all that, 90% of the time, you know, you can afford to go get your Krispy Kreme or you know, whatever. But you know, I have my things that I enjoy, but for the most part, I try and eat clean.
Right. So, you know, take some extra vitamins, make sure you're getting enough nutrients in your diet, cut out, you know, look, it's hard to cut it all out. Guilty right here. But if you can start cutting a little bit out at a time, you're going to see the benefits and you're going to feel better. And if you start moving more and doing a little bit more, you're going to feel better. And, you know, the more you do, if you can only walk a quarter mile, pretty soon you'll walk a half a mile, and then pretty soon you'll walk a mile. So if you can only do, you know, 3 laps in the pool, pretty soon you'll do 6, 7, 8, and you'll just build up, and you're going to get a healthier body. But I just say that, you know, doing nothing is going to guarantee that you lose. And if you're not doing anything with your body, if you're not using that body, and you're not getting in better shape, you're asking for big trouble. I think that this is probably one of the most important times right now in our history that we're getting our bodies in better shape, because look, what is coming is going to really test people's demeanor. It's going to test the way they live. And people have, you know, they've had it easy, you know, fast food everywhere, drive up, you know, eat whatever they want, do whatever they want. And when people begin to have to cut out things like food, they're gonna have a hard time adjusting. And so you really need to start training yourself right now for what's coming. Because again, if you're 300, 400 pounds and the store's landed up running out of food tomorrow, whew, you're gonna have a hard time adjusting. So start training your mind and body right now. That doesn't cost anything. Just start cutting out, you know, some of the junk. Start doing a little bit more. Aaron, anything?
Let's go make breakfast.
Let's do it. So Aaron's going to cook us breakfast here on the Blackstone. We're going to do the fresh eggs, and we're going to do some bacon. But in the meantime, I wanted to talk to Dan Volka here this morning. I was just reading some articles. One of them coming from CNBC. Homeowners are finally catching a break as new listings rise and mortgage rates drop. New listings of homes jumped 4% in the 4-week period ending July 4th from a year earlier. New listings were up 3% from the same time in 2019, the first time they topped pre-crisis levels. Dan Golka, what say you?
Well, I think that you guys are going to see a real rash of houses on the market. You're going to see a ton of people that are tired of being landlords. They have onesies, twosies, and properties, and they're just fed up. This whole thing has just been an absolute disaster with the moratoriums and having people, you know, not pay their rent. And now we're coming on 16 months, and you know, there's no business that could survive on that. Nothing. And you can, you know, I get the notes, and JB gets the notes about how landlords deserve this and stuff. Nobody deserves it. Imagine a pizza restaurant and people walking and eating pizza free for 16 months. It just, you couldn't survive.
Yeah, I mean, think about the small landlord owns 1 home, 2 homes, 3 homes, or 3 little condos. Worked hard at his job to save up, took the risk to borrow that money. Maybe had to go in and refurbish the properties, and now he's in jeopardy of losing his home and his 1, 2, or 3 rental properties, because now he's behind on all of his mortgages, including his own personal home and his 3 rental properties.
Plus, they've got taxes, maintenance. Every landlord that I've spoken to has explained to me in great detail everything they have to maintain. Some people have units, they have 2 or 3 units. They've got to maintain the landscape, and they're going to maintain the lighting. They've got to maintain the electrical outside, the gas, the water, everything that people don't even pay for. And now, just another month for them to get through this. And again, I truly believe this is the end. So if you or anybody you know is in a rent moratorium, I would really, really, really use this time to work out a deal with your landlord. Because personally, I think you have a week left. I think you have 1 week, and then the landlords after that, they're going to say, forget it, we're going to come after you.
According to the article, Dan, 77% of respondents said it's a good time to sell, up from 67% in May, according to Fannie Mae. Is this a good time to sell?
Well, I think people, if you can get out, I would get out. But I also think that there's a rash of things that we're starting to see, like we saw in 08 and 09, where there's just so many houses on the market. You're going to start to see buyers starting to get smarter, and they're not going to take these non-contingency deals and just accept, $50,000 over asking price demands and things like that they're being hit with. And it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, the pendulum is going to swing. And let me say one thing, this doesn't mean that everybody has to sell their house. Maybe you bought at a great time, 2010, 12, 13. You live in a great place. You have a lot of equity in your home. You like your home. You love your home. Your job's there in that area. It's not a right time for everybody to sell. But if you have an escape plan, if you can downsize, go to another state, buy somewhere cheaper, move in with family members until this whole housing bubble bursts into a million pieces, then strategically it might be a great time for you. Everybody's situation is different, but there's a lot of people that think they're going to hold out for another 100,000, another 500,000. We all know pigs get slaughtered. Be smart here. If you can sell and make some money, move to another state, downsize. Think of, don't be greedy right now. This is a great opportunity to make some money and get out.
Yeah, the right now, as far as the feds, as far as stimulus, as far as all these different programs, they're ending, and this is the end of it. The government now is talking that this is in recovery mode, which means that people need to get themselves moving forward and getting their businesses reopened, which means paying your bills. And these hints of guaranteed basic income and things like that are just an illusion. There will be no more stimulus checks. There will be no more resources given to people like that, and even those resources weren't enough to pay bills for 16 months, because if it was, we wouldn't have all these people that didn't pay their rent and their mortgages and things like that. And we wouldn't have a Fed buying $48 billion
of mortgage-backed securities, as Aaron mentioned yesterday. If things were so good, how come the Fed is buying $40 billion a month in mortgage-backed securities and $80 billion a month in U.S. Treasuries?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And again, those are the minimums, folks, that they're buying. And this is numbers that you can look up. JB and I aren't pulling this out of thin air. These are numbers that are readily available, and people need to understand that if they were not doing this, the Dow would be down 5,000 points in a day, and we would see a real market right now. And the fact that real estate is at an all-time high, stock market's at an all-time high. Doesn't that worry you guys at all? Because it worries me. I think it's preposterous myself.
And all this, what all this has done, the 0% interest rates, the buying of the mortgage-backed securities, the buying of all these U.S. Treasuries. Literally, the Fed is buying everything. Okay, they're buying everything. This whole thing is on life support, and what this is doing is inflating the housing bubble beyond recognition. It's inflating the stock market beyond recognition. If the Fed wasn't in here buying everything, do you really think the environment would look like it is right now? Do you think we would see a housing market like the one we're seeing right now? Do you think we would see the Dow Jones over 34,000 points right now? Do you think we would see all this right now if there wasn't so much manipulation and buying of the Fed? This whole thing stinks to high heaven. It's so fake, it's so artificial, and so many people are going to get destroyed because of it.
Absolutely. The other thing is we don't know the true forbearance numbers. And people, they say it's 2 million. Hey, it's gone. It was at 6 million, 4 million. Now it's 2 million. I don't believe that at all. I think that it's sky high. There are smaller individual banks that aren't reporting this information, and you're going to see when the smoke clears and they say there's no more forbearance, there are people out there that will not be able to refinance their houses. And once you see a flood of the rental properties that go on sale, I mean, I think real estate's going to tank. But we haven't even dealt with the retail and office space that's out there. Somebody owns these office spaces. You could say, oh, it's all fat cat landlords, but it's not. There's individuals that got themselves in a retirement situation where they were going to buy an office building and set themselves up. And trouble's coming in all these different fronts right now.
As most of you know, the eviction ban ends July 31st. This is going to be catastrophic. I believe this is it. I truly do believe this is the end of the extensions, and I believe this is D-Day for many, many people. The court system is going to be absolutely overloaded, Dan. Would you care to expand?
Oh, absolutely. And the attorneys that I've spoken to, I said, what are you going to do when there's thousands of cases? Well, they've already hired. Courts in Southern California have hired additional staff to deal with this situation. So if you think, oh, well, that's only in Southern California, no, it's going to be everywhere. They're going to have a flood of evictions. You're going to see cases that will go very quickly. And again, you may be given a few extra weeks at that point, but trouble's coming, and you guys are going to have to pay the piper and deal with these court cases. And where are you going to rent at that point from once you stiffed your landlord and didn't pay the rent?
That's another thing nobody talks about.
Months.
Credit is going to be destroyed. People will not be able to rent a room from their neighbor at this point because their credit is going to be absolutely decimated. We still have a faltering job market. We're looking at unemployment in America over 25%. Now we're going to watch the destruction of people's credit. We're going to watch the court system absolutely flooded and bogged down by not just thousands, millions of filings, millions. Now remember, right now, currently, 12 million people are behind on average over $6,000 in back rent. $70 billion of unpaid rent currently, and it's climbing. This is going to be like literally dropping an atomic bomb on this economy. And the more we talk about this, the more we read about it. I just got to show you this. Let's get that.
Hi, Tina.
So the government had $46 billion to distribute in cash to help renters and landlords. Currently, as of the first week of July, there's $26 billion sitting around going nowhere. It's not being distributed. Why? Why is that? So again, it's another example of why you are responsible for you. If you are dependent on a bank, a politician, the government, your church, your friends, if you're dependent on these entities to help you, you are really going to find yourself in a world of hurt because nobody's coming to help. And that's sad, but that's true. And it's a reminder of why we all got to be preparing for ourselves, why we all got to be taking care of our own families, why we got to be taking care of ourselves, more self-sufficient, having that emergency fund put away, getting debt paid off. Debt's a killer, ladies and gentlemen, period. And millions of people are about to find why and what debt is going to do to them. If you don't have debt right now, you have freedom. You can evolve. You can advance through this environment. You can adapt. But if you have debt, you can't move. You're a sitting duck. Aaron, people aren't getting help. The government's not going to come save them. Their bank's not going to save them. The politicians, the financial institutions aren't going to save them. When people become evicted, and when this eviction moratorium ends and people begin to hit the streets or moving back in with family members or whatever they have to do, they're going to find out that there's nobody there to help them but them.
Yeah, it's going to get ugly. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot more homeless and families doubling up.
Yeah.
But if you can position, you can profit from this.
Right.
And this can be a good deal for. There's going to be millions of dollars made and lost, billions of dollars made and lost.
Now, you've been positioning yourself to take advantage of the opportunities.
Absolutely.
And what kind of opportunities are you looking at?
So I'm going to be looking at probably investment properties eventually, maybe looking to Airbnbs, higher end rental properties like maybe lake houses, stuff like that, because people are probably over their heads, with all that stuff.
Yeah.
And if they're not having their income coming in from rent and all that, then they're going to be having to let those properties go.
Yeah, so we're going to see people defaulting. I think we're going to see an occurrence of 2008, probably on steroids, and it's going to be a very, very ugly situation. But again, if you don't have debt, if you have some cash put away, you have some assets, I think you're going to have a lot of opportunity out there, America. And look, that's why I'm here in Texas. That's why I'll be looking in Kentucky. That's why I'm looking in Arizona. I'm not buying anything tomorrow. I'm just positioning myself for when this happens, where I want to go. Do I want to be in Texas? Do I want to be in Arizona? Do I want to be in Kentucky or some other state? I would not buy anything right now. Nothing. But when this occurs, when this collapse happens, I want to know, I want to be ready. I want to know, okay, I'm going to this state. I'm going to this county, this town. I want to just have a plan ready to go. I don't want to just start the process when things collapse. Right now is the time to be positioning. Right now is the time to get the strategy put together. Right now, if you're looking at buying some property, land, rental property. Me, I'm just going to be looking for a nice piece of property for myself. But this is the time to be doing it. This is the time to be doing it. Get your plan situated now. Get things in order right now. Look, I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow, but things are going to be accelerating. And remember, you never know what can come out of left field tomorrow morning and shake everything. Rock this economy, rock the housing market. Look, things are happening behind the scenes so fast, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron, anything you want to close with?
I would rather be a year early to the party than a day late. So get your stuff together.
100% agree right there. That's probably the smartest thing anybody could tell you today. Be early to the party, not late.